Hey guys, Tara from Tara Arts Movie here, and welcome to another exciting tutorial. And today I'm gonna be answering your questions. Alright, so let's open up my tutorial request folder right here, and I already got 4 tutorial requests this far, and today I'm gonna be answering this one. Please, I need to know how you create and rendering dinosaur. Please help me, Tara from Abdenor. Yeah, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name not correct. So, how do I create and render the dinosaur? Like on my video here, for example, we play this. This is from my previous video. So you can see the T-Rex here, from my collaboration with David Spades from Love and Peel Little. You can go to his channel from the video description from my video right here. Go to his channel and subscribe to him. Very funny guy. Alright, so today I'm gonna be teaching you how to do the proper, well, if not proper, maybe the nicest way to composite a 3D image to your footage using software called 3D Studio Max and After Effects. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna be answering the question, and the question is, how do you create and rendering the dinosaur? The first thing is, I'm not create this dinosaur. This dinosaur is created by my best friend Bruno Ismail, and the good news is you can actually buy his works on turbosquid.com. so if you jump into turbosquid.com, or I'm just gonna simply put the link in the description box below, and you can just go to his channel here, and as you can see here, there's a bunch of stuff right here. So if you want to buy his works, for example this T-Rex right here, just go and buy, but make sure for example here, you buy the one that with rigged. As you can see from the right side over here, rigged, yes, that means this T-Rex is already has bones, so you can animate it right away. But if you want to rig it yourself, means you're gonna add some bones yourself. If you understand those stuffs, you can actually buy the OBJ file, so only the object here, which is the price is the same actually. The price is the same, but this one is not animated, so be careful if you don't understand how to make bones on your object. Make sure you buy the one that it says rig, yes, so it got bones and etc. And this one is rigged, as you see here, no, so it got no bones, and you have to create a bones yourself to animate it, so make sure you remember that. Alright, so there's the this his works, so you can check him out. Alright, so now after you buy it, you can open it. 3ds Max. I already done everything here, the animation and etc. I'm not gonna do a detail for this 3ds Max, because this tutorial is supposed to be the After Effects tutorial on how to composite a 3D onto your 2D footage, but I'm gonna be explaining how to render, because the question is how to render it from 3ds Max. By the way, if you don't understand what I'm talking about here about 3ds Max, you can actually jump into my channel, and there's a 3D Studios Max tutorial show that you can learn from there, from beginner until some advanced stuff. So make sure you check out my channel here, Tara's Movie, and you can browse my video, and you're gonna find lots of tutorials, especially for 3ds Max and After Effects. Alright, so enough for talking, and now I'm gonna be teaching you how to render properly. So Sam and Nico from Corridor Digital actually already told us how to render properly, which is back in the day I always render, for example, this T-Rex, render it with the shadow and etc. Well, the problem is when you gonna color correct the T-Rex, the object, it will also color correct your shadow. So Sam and Nico teaches us how to render properly, which is to render it separately from the object and the shadows. As you can see here, I get the T-Rex alone, and then the shadow, and then the ambient shadow. All of them is rendered separately, so you have a lot of stuff to work to them. So as you can see here, there you go, looks so nice. Alright, so I'm just gonna be teaching you how to render it from 3D Studio Max. So you have your animation and etc. And then the first thing you're gonna want to do, if let's say you're gonna render the T-Rex alone without the shadow and the ambient shadow. By the way, some of you have been asking me what is ambient shadow. So if we go back to After Effects and see, this is the T-Rex. I'm gonna turn off T-Rex and I'm gonna turn on the shadow. This is the shadow, as you can see here, and this is the ambient shadow. Ambient shadow, well, the shadow is well, the shadow coming from the main light, which is the sun. That is the shadow. Well, ambient shadow, more like the shadow, the soft shadow that actually coming from you know, ambient light. So as you can see, which is the sky. So don't forget the ambient light. So as you can see here, if you turn on the T-Rex and the shadow, it looks realistic, but like something's missing. But if we already added some ambient light, it will look realistic. So that is ambient light. And make sure when you do a 3D compositing, of course you're gonna look at your footage first. As you can see here, we see the car here, the shadow is to the left side, to the left down side. Also on this person, the shadow is on the left side of him. So we can guess that the sun is coming from upright right here. So we're gonna match that, all of that in 3D Studio Max. As you can see here, this is the T-Rex, this is from the left side, so the sun is from the left. So if from the real side here, the sun is from the right. Act really like on the footage. So make sure you got onto that. Of course you will understand that stuff. And once again, if you don't understand how to add some lights and etc., I already teach you. I already create a bunch of 3ds Max for beginner tutorials. You can actually search it on my channel. So today I'm gonna be teaching you how to render the T-Rex. So let's say you're gonna render the T-Rex alone, just the T-Rex, not without the shadow, etc. So the shadow is on the plane, right? So if you want to render the T-Rex alone, all you do is simply right click on the plane. Right click, I'm sorry, it's kinda messed up because I'm recording. Object properties, and then make sure you uncheck the visible to camera, uncheck that and click OK. So if you now render this, oh sorry, I turn off the T-Rex too. Right click, object properties, make sure it's visible to camera. So as you can see here, if I render this, it only gonna render the T-Rex. It's gonna take a long time, but I'm just gonna show you that it's not rendering the shadow. There, only the T-Rex without the shadow. Now how if you already render the T-Rex, all of them, and then now it's time you render the shadow? Well, we're gonna do the exactly reverse way. So select all the T-Rex like so. Oops, sorry. And then press Control if you add something, you know, that you don't want to add. Control and click that, and right click. I'm sorry, right click. Sorry, the Camtasia here kinda messed up this object properties, and make sure now it's visible to camera. Oh, I'm sorry. Make sure now it's not visible to camera. Okay, and the slide, of course, it's gonna be visible to camera. Renderable. Okay. Now make sure this plane, right click, that we already hide it before. Now we're gonna unhide it. We're gonna make it visible to camera. So if we render this, it gonna render only the shadow, where for this case it's the ambient shadow. Now how if you want to well, for the ambient shadow you can by the way, for the ambient shadow you can actually go to skylight, standard, primitive, skylight, lights, and you're gonna choose standard and skylights and put it anywhere. and make sure on the skylight properties, if you don't have a fast computer, you're gonna turn down the rate per sample. For me it's just 6. And if you want to render the ambient light, as you can see here, you're gonna click it, go to modify, and make sure it's on. And the other light, make sure it's turned off. So for me it's turn off, turn on, turn off. Uncheck the on here, and then yeah, if we render this, we got only the ambient light. Now if we want to render the light only but without the ambient light, we're gonna do, of course, the reversal from that. So we're gonna turn off this ambient light and we're gonna turn on the light, like so. Why is not? Oh, the shadow. I turn off the shadow here. There you go. So I hope you understand that it's just a very simple thing actually. So it's just hide and unhide, go to properties and make it visible to camera and not visible, and then you're gonna render it out. And to render it out, you're gonna press F10 and make sure it's active time segments. And I render it as PNG file. So PNG is mean you're gonna render it as alpha channel, which means it's gonna have some invisible background. So that's what you want actually. And then you're gonna click render, and we're just gonna close the 3ds Max now and import everything into After Effects. So from the beginning, it will be your footage right here, and you're gonna add your dinosaur, your T-Rex, and then your shadow, and then your ambient shadow. There you go. Now this T-Rex before, it's like this. As you can see here, the color is not matched onto the footage. Now I'm gonna be teaching you how to make the T-Rex looks like it's really on the footage. I mean, the color and the contrast, etc., is really matched the your footage. Alright, so first of all, I'm gonna add some fast blur. This will make your 3D renderer to match the sharpness and blurriness on your camera. So make sure you zoom in out by zooming in, I mean, by middle scroll of your mouse. And if we turn off the fast blur effects, as you can see here, the T-Rex is too sharp. As you can see here, this is the footage, and this is the T-Rex. The T-Rex is way too sharp than the footage, so it will not look realistic because because it's just too sharp. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna add fast blur. You're gonna find it on effects and go to blur and sharpen, and then fast blur. And I'm just gonna add some 2 here, but it depends on your result. So fast blur, as you can see here, the blur is kind of match the environment, so it's not too sharp again. As you can see here, before, after. There you go. It's not so blurry now. Now second, we're gonna add some color matcher. So maybe you're gonna have some time if you have to, like matching the color from your 3D object to your footage. Like you're gonna go to effect, color correction, and do bunch of stuffs. But surprisingly, lots of people doesn't know that there's actually a really quick effect on After Effects that makes your 3D object to match the color, the contrast, and everything to the footage. Also, this works for green screening. If you chroma keying with green screen and etc., and this effect right here, this is the king. This is the fastest way to match the color. So color matcher, you can find it on effect, key correct, and color matcher. There you go. And you're gonna add that, click, and make sure on this target layer, you're gonna set your background layer so it will automatically read the color, the contrast, and everything to match your footage layer. So as you can see, the T-Rex here, this is the before, kind of grayish, and etc. And after, it adds some yellow color, just like the footage right here. That's the fastest way. And you can this is the blend with original, you can play with it so it will really match the color of your footage. And you know, just it's like very easy. Imagine you have to you know, do the color correcting yourself with, you know, bunch of effects of color correction here to match your compositing, but you can actually, with one simple step, color matcher, and then there you go, it's already looking good. And next is edge blur. So you can see here, the T-Rex sometimes, well, in my case it's not really show up right here, but I'm just gonna add it so it looks more nice. Sometimes it's too sharp, like so, and I wanted to have a little bit blur on the edge. You can see it right now, but because it's I don't know if you can see that, but it adds some little bit of blur on the you know, the edges of the T-Rex, so it will blend with the footage even more. And then the next is light wrap. What is light wrap? So if you go to YouTube, you can actually type I don't know, maybe T-Rex here. We're gonna go to Jurassic Park T-Rex. Actually, oh, that's my video. That's my video too. Maybe not T-Rex, maybe Jurassic Park. From movie clips. Let's see. They flocking this way. We're gonna find they flocking this way. There you go. This is my favorite clips from Jurassic Park. I mean, look at that. When you see this, you're not it's not like you saw 3D, you know, objects. It's like you're just watching a T-Rex. So realistic. So if you're zooming in right here, I'm not sure if you can see it or not. We zoom in here. You can see on the edges of the T-Rex. The T-Rex is brownish, by the way, and the sky is bluish. But on the edges of the T-Rex, it have some kind of gloomy, glowy bluish from the light color. Well, that is light wrap. It will make your 3D object blend even more on your footage. So as you can see here, the blue sky, brownish T-Rex color, but on the edges you can see like a glowy bluish color here. So it will blend your it will look more realistic. That is some great animation right there. I mean, this is 1994. Can you imagine it? 1994, and the movie is, I mean, this is, oh my god, I can't even say anything. That animation doesn't look like animation. This look like a real T-Rex right there. Alright, there you go. Yeah, so after I watch this, and then you're gonna watch this, and it will look like crap. Light wrap, we're gonna add that, and as you can see here, it will add some kind of glowy, as you see here before. See the edges here. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. Before, after, before, after. Added some glowiness, so it will blend onto the footage even more. And then brightness on contrast. This is just brightness and contrast. So you're gonna find it in an effect, color correction, brightness and contrast. And by the way, the light wrap is on effect. Effect, key correct, light wrap. Where is it? Light wrap. There you go. Or the easiest way is, of course, you're gonna go to the right side over here, effects and presets, and just type in all the effects I already told you, like light wrap. There you go, light wrap. You're fine. Alright, so that's it, guys. That is how to easily composite a 3D object with your footage. And this also works for example here, maybe I still have it. Open recent projects. No, I don't have it. But you can also use this. Well, imagine this. If you have some green screen footage and then you shot yourself on a green screen, and then you want to you know, match the color of yourself to your background, and you can use this effect also, like the color matcher, edge blur, light wrap, and etc. Maybe I have a sample here actually. Yes. By the way, someone asked me to recently, not in here, but someone asked me before, how do I get this jet from Element 3D to really like it's on the for example here, this is the background, which is clouds, and how do I make the plane is really like it's there? Well, I actually use this method also. This method is really cool and fast blur, color matcher, edge blur, light wrap, brightness contrast. That's all I use for like 3D compositing and green screening, chroma keying, and etc. And also this flying jet too, as you can see here. Alright guys, so that's it. That's how I did it. I already answered your question. Next, maybe I will answer this question, green screen news background tutorial. Somebody asked me, still waiting for the tutorial on how you did that cool green screen effect with that news reporting background. Alright, next I'm gonna be teaching you how to do that. This is the video actually. I'm just gonna tell you. By the way, this is the example for the green screen effect. As you can see here, got a light wrap and etc. But it's not looks really good. But this is the first time I learned that stuff. But it's using the same technique. And this is for the next tutorial. I'm just gonna be teaching you how to, you know, a green screen with news background. This is for next tutorial. And this is the real clip, just a green screen. Alright guys, my name is Tar from Tar Arts Movie. This is going on too far. Woo, 22 minutes. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe. Of course, it's free. Come on, subscribe while it's still free. Well, you don't know. Well, maybe, you know, in the future, maybe YouTube gonna, you know, makes you pay for your subscribe. I don't know. Why not subscribe now? For God's sake. I'm just kidding. Alright. If you find it useful, you can subscribe to my channel. If you don't want, well, it's your loss. Joking again. It's just kidding. Alright, my name is Tar from Tar Arts Movie. See you in the next cool videos and tutorial. Ciao.